Analytic School of Jurisprudence ma command are of two types, labs or rules or occasions command. A command is a law or guidelines where it usually requires individual to act to for a forbear. It is occasional or particular when it requires action or forbearance from a particular person. Law is a command that imposes a course of behavior on an individual or individuals. It needs significant and can therefore emanate only from a determinable source or author. Law can from law come from superiors, binding and compelling inferiors. Superiors invested with authority, the power to inflict pain or evil on others, and thus force them to adhere to their commands. Thomas Erskine, Holland. Holland is another exponent of the analytical school of jurisprudence. He followed the footsteps of Austin. He varies from Austin as to the to how he varies from Austin as to how the word positive law is interpreted. According to Holland, all laws are not sovereign command. Instead, he described law as rules of internal human action enforced by a sovereign political power. John Salmon. There are differences between the predecessor and Salmon. These differences of opinion are as follows. Salmon gave up the attempt to find the universal element in law by defining jurisprudence as the science of civil law. As per Salmon, there is nothing like universal element in law because it is the science of the law of the land and is thus conditioned by factors which prevail in a particular state. It deals with law as it is, but law to Salmon is to be well defined not in relations to the sovereign but in terms of courts. Law is something which originates from courts only. Salmon did not agree with Austin that analysis of law is done with the assistance of logic only. According to him, the study of jurisprudence which disregards ethical and historical aspect will become a barren study. H.L.A. Hart. According to Hart, the law is a system of two types of rules, the union of which provides the key to the science of jurisprudence. These rules he called as primary and secondary rules. Hart rejects Austin's view that law is a command, and Austin command theory failed to encompass the variety of laws. Hart stated that primary rules are duty imposing while secondary rules confer power and the union of these two as the essence of law. Hart stated that primary rules are those who lay down standard of behavior and are rules of obligation. The secondary rules are additional to the concern the primary rules in numerous ways. For instance, they specify the means in which the primary rules may be determined, introduced, rejected, or varied, and the manner in which their violation may be finally determined. Hart considers legal system is a set of social rules. These rules are social in two senses. First, in that they regulate the conduct of members of societies. They are guide to human conduct and a standard of criticism of such conduct. Secondly, in that they derive from human social practices. Hans Kelsen, Pure Theory of Law. Kelsen, Pure Theory of Law, stated that law must remain free from social science. Kelsen aimed to establish a science of law which will be pure in the sense that it will secretly abstain from all metaphysical, ethical, moral, psychological, and sociological elements. According to Kelsen, law is an order of human behavior. The theory is summarized as under the aim of the theory of law as of any science is to reduce chores, chores and multiplicity, and to bring unity. It is knowledge of what Law is not of what the law ought to be. Law is a normative, not a natural science. Legal theory is a theory of norms. It is not concerned with the effectiveness of legal order. A theory of law is formal, of the way of ordering changing content in a specific way. The relations of legal theory to a particular system of positive law are that of possible to actual law. The theory of Kelsen is basically about the concept of norms. For Kelsen, an understanding of a hierarchy of norms is jurisprudence. A norm is merely a hypothetical preposition. Jurists like Friedman criticize his idea of norms as the concept of ground norm is vague. A ground norm derives its efficacy from the fact of its minimum effectiveness. Kelsen does not provide the criteria for minimum of effectiveness measurement. Historical school of jurisprudence. The historical school follow the concept of woman-made law. Law is framed for the individuals, and by the individuals mean the law should be in line with people evolving requirements. The historical school of jurisprudence found fundamental source is principal habits and customs that changed according to their requirements and needs. It's all. It's also called the jurisprudence continental school. The historical school believes that according to their evolving requirement, law is created by individuals. Habits and customs are the primary source of historical school. Historical school has emerged as a response against the theories of natural law. Again, to Dias, the following are the jurists of the historical school of jurisprudence. They are Montesquieu, Friedrich Karl Vogt, Savigny, Henry Many, George Friedrich Pochta. Let's describe about them as below. Montesquieu. According to Sir Henry Many, Montesquieu was the first jurist to embrace the historical method of understanding the legal institution. He laid the foundation for the historical school in France. According to him, it is irrelevant to discuss whether the law is good or bad, because the law depends on the social, political, and environmental condition that prevails in society. Montesquieu discovered the law generate climate, local situation, accident, or impostures. He behaved that law had a alter according to society evolving requirement. He has not established any theory or philosophy of the law society relationship. He proposed that the law should respond to the location requirement and alter according to people, time, location, and need. One of the Montesquieu best known works was his book The Spirit of Laws. He reflects his views in political enlightenment concept in the novel and indicates how laws are needed to change according to people and society requirement. Friedrich Karl Vogt Savigny. Savigny is the historical school founder. He asserted that the legal system consists nature is generally due to the lack of understanding of his history and origin. According to him, the law is a result of movement, the germ of which, like the germ of the state, remain in the nature of people as being produced for culture and which grows different time from its germ, depending on the environment of the factor that perform on it. Savigny thinks that it is not possible to borrow the law from outside. Moreover, the main source of law is the consciousness of people. He was of the opinion that the law of the state grows with the strengthening of the nationality of the state, and that law dies or fades away when nationality loses its power in the state. Sir Henry Many was the founder of English Historical School of Law. Savigny views of historical school were carried forward in England by Sir Henry Many. Many studied the Indian legal system deeply, as he was law members in the Council of Governor General of India, 1861 to 1869. The best thing incorporated many ideas in the theories of Savigny and Montesquieu, and he avoided what observed an unreal romanticism. was mainly favored legislation and codification of law. Unlike Savigny, many describe development of law. It is thought that the rulers act under divine aspiration. The laws are also created on the ruler's instructions. For instance, Themisters of ancient Greek, the king judgment was regarded as God judgment or some divine body. King was just an executor of God decisions, not the legislator. Then king's order become customary law. In the ruler or majority classes, the custom prevails. Custom appears to have succeeded the king, right, and officials. The understanding and administration of customs come into the hand of a minority. The understanding of custom comes into the hand of minority class or normal class because of the weakening of the lawmaking power of the initial lawmaker like priest. So the ruler is superseded by a minority who obtain control over the law. In the fourth and last stage, the law is codified and promulgated. George Friedrich Ponsta was a German jurist. He was a disciplined follower of Savigny and a great jurist of historical school of jurisprudence. Ponsta's ideas were more logical and improved than Savigny ideas. It tracked the development and evolution of law from the very beginning. His ideas mainly focused on the situation where conflict arises between the general will and individual will. In the conflict between general will and individual will, the state come into existence and find out the midway to resolve the conflict. The main concept of Ponce's ideas was that neither the peoples nor the state alone can make the form and formulate laws. Both the state and individuals are the source of law contributions. Ponce give twofold aspects of human will and the origin of the state. Despite some points of distinction, Ponce and Savigny improves the views of Savigny and made them more logical. धन्यवाद. God bless you all. मेरे चैनल सब्सक्राइब कर दिनुहोस्.